Hey, welcome to World Code Updates. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The world held its breath today. News headlines screamed, American F-22 shot down. China claims kill over Taiwan Strait. November 14, 2025, became a dark mark in history. The fragile peace between two world powers was shattered. For years, experts warned of a new kind of war, one fought with technology we barely understand. Today, their warnings became reality. The Taiwan Strait, always tense, erupted into conflict. Chinese military drills had grown more aggressive, pushing closer to Taiwan. The US responded, sending its own military might. The message: America was watching. But deterrence failed. The downing of an American F-22 Raptor pushed the world to the edge. China claimed the jet violated their airspace. The US denied it. Now the world's two largest militaries were in direct confrontation. Diplomats and generals scrambled for answers. The loss of the F-22 was more than a military blow. It was a challenge to American dominance. The White House called an emergency meeting. The Pentagon went on high alert. In Beijing, pride mixed with anxiety. They had proven their new technology worked, but at what cost? The world watched, wondering, is this the start of a war? The sky over Taiwan was no longer just a border, it was a battlefield. The rules had changed. The countdown to escalation had begun. Major John Eagle Harris soared above the Taiwan Strait in his F-22 Raptor. His mission: gather intelligence, show American presence, and avoid engagement. The morning at Kadena Air Base had been routine. Pre-flight checks, adrenaline, focus. The F-22, a marvel of stealth, was his shield. He flew a familiar route, confident in his jet's invisibility. Below, the world seemed peaceful, but his sensors told a different story. Chinese military activity was at a peak. New radars were active. Still, his orders were clear: observe, record, do not engage. He was the tip of the spear, alone in the sky. The radio was quiet, the mission routine, until now. Unbeknownst to him, he was being watched by something new. Not by conventional radar, but by a technology the world had only theorized. The F-22's legacy of invincibility was about to be tested. Harris had no idea he was flying into history. The calm blue water below hid a storm brewing above. The mission was about to change everything. The ghost was about to be seen. The F-22 Raptor, America's ghost in the sky. Built for stealth, its shape and materials scatter radar, making it nearly invisible. Its sensors see for hundreds of miles, giving pilots unmatched awareness. For decades, the F-22's stealth made it untouchable. Only 180 exist, reserved for the most dangerous missions. No F-22 had ever been shot down, until now. The Raptor's invincibility was central to US strategy. Its loss would shake military confidence worldwide. On that day, Major Harris trusted in the legend. He believed he was invisible. But a new technology was about to prove otherwise. The age of the untouchable ghost was ending. The rules of air combat were about to change. In a secret facility, Commander Li Wei led China's experimental quantum radar team. Their mission: detect the undetectable, America's stealth aircraft. Quantum radar uses entangled photons, not radio waves, to spot targets. When a photon hits an object, its entangled partner instantly changes, revealing the target's position. Stealth technology can't hide from quantum physics. Western experts doubted it could work, but Li's team proved them wrong. Today was the ultimate test. Could they track a real F-22? As Harris flew his route, the Dragon's Eye quantum radar saw him clearly. Conventional radar saw nothing. Quantum radar saw everything. Commander Li felt a surge of excitement. America's ghost was visible. He ordered his team: maintain the lock, prepare the missiles. The world's most advanced stealth jet was now a target. The balance of power was shifting. China's breakthrough was about to make history. The Dragon's Eye was open. The hunt was on. The future of warfare had arrived. Major Harris's cockpit was calm, until it wasn't. Unseen, Commander Li's team fed quantum radar data to missile batteries. These missiles, guided by quantum data, were immune to traditional countermeasures. The order came: engage. 2 missiles launched, silent and deadly. Harris's warning systems erupted. Missile launch! He dove, released flares, but the missiles weren't fooled. The first missile exploded behind his right engine, tearing the jet apart. The F-22 spun out of control, Alarms blaring. The second missile self-destructed. Its job was done. The invincible Raptor was now a falling wreck. Harris fought for control, but the jet was lost. The sky over the Taiwan Strait was no longer safe for America's best. The ghost had been caught. The legend was shattered. In seconds, decades of American air dominance ended. The world's most advanced fighter was defeated by a new kind of weapon. The rules of the game had changed forever. The age of stealth was over. The future belonged to those who could see the unseen. The first shot in a new war had been fired. Major Harris ejected as his F-22 disintegrated. Parachuting into enemy waters, he activated his distress beacon, hoping for rescue. Alone, he realized. He'd been seen by something no one thought possible. The rules had changed. He was the first casualty. In China, Commander Lee's team erupted in celebration. They had downed an F-22, proving their technology to the world. News raced to Beijing, a massive victory, but a dangerous one. China had destroyed a symbol of American power. Leaders knew the US would not let this go unanswered. They hoped America would hesitate, but prepared for escalation. The technological war had become real. Pride and fear mixed in Beijing. In Washington, anger and shock. The world's balance had shifted in a single moment. The cost of victory was unknown. The consequences, unpredictable. The celebration was short-lived. The next move would decide everything. The world braced for what would come next. The fuse was lit. The White House was rocked by the news, an F-22 lost to a Chinese missile. The president convened the National Security Council. Options ranged from diplomacy to all-out war. Some urged caution, fearing global catastrophe. Others demanded immediate, overwhelming retaliation. American credibility was at stake. The president weighed the risks, then made a decision. Respond with force. The target, the Chinese airbase and its quantum radar. The order, erase it from the map. Pentagon planners prepared a devastating strike. America would use its most advanced non-nuclear weapons. The message, attacking the US, has consequences. The storm was coming. The world watched, breathless. The next hours would shape the future. Retaliation would be swift, precise, and overwhelming. The era of restraint was over. The gloves were off. The countdown to escalation continued. America's response was swift and devastating. From the Pacific, the USS Ohio launched Tomahawk missiles. High above, B-2 Spirit bombers released massive ordnance penetrators. Chinese defenses were on alert, but the attack came from every direction. Tomahawk struck runways and hangars, crippling the base. The B-2s targeted the quantum radar and command bunker. Explosions tore through the facility, collapsing underground bunkers. The Dragon's Eye was blinded forever. In 5 minutes, the base was annihilated. America's message was clear: nowhere is safe. China's pride turned to shock and fury. One American jet lost, an entire Chinese base erased. The escalation had reached a terrifying new level. The world trembled at the power unleashed. The future was uncertain, and the stakes had never been higher. The world awoke to a new reality. Satellite images showed the Chinese base destroyed. Global markets plunged. The UN called emergency sessions. Both superpowers put their militaries on high alert. The South China Sea filled with warships. Tension at a breaking point. Major Harris was missing, presumed captured. Commander Lee and his team were gone. Hundreds of lives lost. Victory turned to tragedy. The invincibility of stealth was broken. Quantum radar had changed warfare. A new arms race began. Nations rushed to develop quantum tech and countermeasures. The era of unseen aircraft was ending. The Taiwan Strait simmered, more dangerous than ever. Trust between the US and China was shattered. Both sides had shown they would use deadly force. The world could only hope leaders would step back from the brink. The events of that day were a dark warning. Technological pride comes before a great fall.